I listen to these youth, and I am so moved. These people have done their homework. These youth have passion, so they decide, what can I do? So they got themselves together, and they got themselves down here to Rio, and some of them are on delegations. Canadian youth are not, but they are doing their due diligence. They know the text. They've been following all the negotiations, and they're trying so hard. And I have a question for you, Madam Secretary, because I appreciate you are in an impossible position, and I can see how difficult your job is. But I would like to ask you whether you feel that this is not a crisis in governance, that we are not right now experiencing a total breakdown of how society makes its decisions for the good of the people. I mean, do our elected representatives actually work and act and lead for the good of their people? I think that we have to ask this question. I think that that is one thing that could come out of Rio Central, is an honest look at what is going on here. What is going on? Because we are not seeing any reflection of the intense movement that we are seeing in civil society, the intensity of the youth engagement. We are not seeing that reflected by our negotiators. I'd like to posit that as an impossible question for you.
No, you're right. It's a very good question. It's not a question, it's a statement of fact. I think the challenge here is that governments continue to come to these negotiations within the narrow mental framework of their national interests. And that's why I started, that was my first point to you tonight. Because countries really need to understand that this is no longer about national interests. This is about the planetary interest. It's no longer about now, it's about now and the future. And going beyond those boundaries, both geography and time boundaries, is the challenge that they all face. They are clearly still stuck in the today and the here. They need to go beyond and see the tomorrow and see the other countries that are also on this planet, see the planet as a whole. And it's a big challenge. I don't know what the answer is, but I do know that putting more pressure and continuing with this message has got to, it's sort of like the Chinese torture, you know, one drop, on and on and on and on and on. And we have to keep it up. We have to keep it up. I do see signs of hope, I have to tell you, and I do think that we're on the cusp of a completely different way of thinking, and I'm certainly hoping that by the time your generation sits at the negotiating table, that you will have a very, very different approach. But the problem is many decisions need to be taken between now and then.
Brittany, perhaps it'd be interesting to get your perspective on the question that was just asked. I mean, are you worried that you will be heard, and then people will just go home and, you know, as Severin said, that you'll be heard but not be listened to?
Of course, I'm worried about that. I think being followed by such amazing people is really daunting.
Everyone thinks you're amazing here too.
I really hope that the world leaders take from my speech tomorrow, perhaps not the views that I expressed, maybe they won't take them in the conference themselves, but I hope to instill in them an idea for the future, the near future, that when they go back to their countries, back to their homes and their children, that they're inspired to listen to us. And they see their children, they see us demanding change. And I sincerely hope from the bottom of my heart that they do something about it.
Okay, thanks very much. No.
Thank you very much.
Okay. There are a couple of people I know who sort of put